And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin analysis video. I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy weekend. I did promise Sean that I will be taking him out for cocktails later on. So yeah, we'll try and keep this one as short as possible. Now, I actually missed out on a couple of key sort of regions in my last video, things I did not catch. And I think they're very important, and I want to go over that in today's video. Okay, so critical regions of support this time that I forgot to, well, look into. So I'm going to bring that to your attention, and also I'm going to identify maybe a couple of emotions that you guys are feeling right now. And that emotion, I understand that, okay, if you just zoom out of this chart, I mean, it's not going to take a genius to know that, okay, we're in that sort of that bearish phase right here, right? There's a lot of bearish sentiment still in the market. We're seeing this turn right here. That's only, so far, we've only put in a higher high on the chart, right? There is no ebb and flow of price action. And I can totally see people feeling really antsy here, still sort of, it's a mixture of FOMO and fear. FOMO when they see price rallying, fear when price is coming down, because people are still wondering, okay, was this one big fat bull trap? Right, so I want to check all of that today. So what I'll be doing today, once again, guys, is that I'm going to be going over the key signatures. Of course, some of you guys are probably fed up of me bringing the key bull run signatures that I'm looking at, and if you are fed up with that, then I will be including timestamps below, so you guys can go ahead and skip to, the key regions of support that I'm looking at and the ones that I miss particularly. Okay, so yeah, we'll start off with the bull run signatures. For those of you who are wondering, okay, Krisha, when do you sort of change your mind on whether or not this is a bull run? So I'm saying that 75% chance that this is a bull run. Okay, we're heading into the next bull run. And let me tell you something about bull runs. The trend, a bull run is a trend, right? This is a market cycle. You have accumulation, you got the markup, distribution, and markdown. Now, just to put this in context for Bitcoin's price action, this would have been 3K, this is 60K, and this is 15.8K, which is our lows right here. And this is the bull run right here. Now, the bull run begins when the trend begins. It's not when we take out 20K. Remember, the last high was 20K, right? People are like, okay, Bitcoin is only bullish if we take out 20K. But hey, what about all of this? You're missing on all of this, right? If you don't catch the trend when the trend begins. So the bull run begins when the trend begins. And understanding when that turn takes place is some serious edge for you, especially if you are a trader. Okay, and also when to position on your long-term allocations. So there's a lot of edge there. So really sort of identifying when the markets are taking a turn is going to help you position. Okay, not only for traders, but also for investors. So we'll be going over the signatures that I'm looking at. Once again, I'm looking at a total of 4 signatures. Okay, 4 signatures out of which 3 have already gone off. And that's why I'm saying 75% chance that we're heading into the next run-up. Number 1, we're looking at a first signature which was hinged on the 4-day dynamic. So if I take you guys on to the 4-day time frame, switch on my Mango dynamic indicator. Now the dynamic indicator was created specifically for this, to keep us on the right side of the cycle. Okay, because I noticed when it was the 3K region and we were looking at a bunch of, indicators to see, okay, was there anything that really caught it? And you know what? Not a lot of indicators caught it. It was a very weird sort of juncture in the market where price was sitting at 3K and, there was this ebb and flow of price action. Bitcoin was slowly inching up. If I just take you back on to that 3K region right here, right, just zoom into this. Price was so slowly inching up. Yeah, BNB, Cardano and stuff was running here. And then suddenly we made this move. And then think of the volatility that jumped in, okay? This was like, it was inching. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, we get a 20% candle. People were not prepared for it. They thought this was one big bull trap. And then people are like, no, this is coming down lower. We're coming back down to 3K. We're coming back down to 2K. This is one big bull trap. But what happened instead was price just ended up continuing to the upside. And there was not a lot that really caught it. And so that's why we decided, okay, we're going to create an indicator that's going to help us stay on the right side of the market. So we're looking at the dynamic, okay, right now. So the 4-day dynamic is our first bull run signature. What we were looking for over here was 2 consecutive 4-day closes over the dynamic, plus that turning green. And I wanted to see the tempo go off. When I talk about the tempo, I'm talking about the candles turning white. Okay, that's telling us that, okay, we have some pretty good bullish momentum picking up right here, wherein the buy pressure is exceeding the sell pressure. Okay, and that's exactly what you want to see on market turns. You want to see a shift in order flow. Okay, so that's technically giving us the signature, and that, okay, there's a shift in order flow right there. So that was the first signature. Okay, so we had 1 out of 4 that went off. And then shortly after, we got the weekly signal that went off, which was basically, once again, 2 weekly candles over the mango dynamic. And just to zoom out this picture and to show you how well the indicator actually caught even the entire signature of the bear market right there. Right, we broke it right here when price was sitting at $51,000, used the dynamic as overhead resistance, and then so on and so forth. We came down all the way to 15.8K. Every test of the dynamic was met with a rejection, right? And also emerging out of that previous COVID dump right there, we were trending on the dynamic. Every test of it was support. It's only when we broke right here, it was telling you that, okay, the market is doing something different. Perhaps it's time to start planning for contingencies. So now we have 2 out of 4 signatures, right? Then the third signature that we were looking for was on the monthly oscillators. Now, this was a very, very important one, which is basically your percent K passing over your percent D. Okay, that is a bullish crossover in that bearish control zone right there under the 25 percentile zone. Very, very, very seldom do your oscillators even get there. It's only during the bear market phases that you see the oscillators come underneath that 25 percentile zone. Okay, and when you get that cross, that is telling you that, okay, bullish momentum is picking up. We're likely heading into a turn in the market. And if you back test it, if you go through the other previous cycles, you'll find that that's always lined up with a turn in the market. Now, once again, we got the cross just earlier this month. Okay, percent K over percent D. Alrighty. And now for the fourth signature. So far we have 3 out of 4 signatures that have triggered. The fourth signature is this. Once again, give you guys a quick recap. Get on over to your weekly time frame. Put on your mango dynamic indicator. Okay, now this is hinged on the Ichimoku dynamic calculation. Now, guys, for those of you who do not have access to the dynamic, you don't have to get it. Okay, I'll be giving you the levels as I go. Alrighty, so this is the Ichimoku dynamic. This is the Ichimoku calculation. And what we were looking for over here was for price to take out the Ichimoku dynamic resistance as well as the 55 simple moving average. We're using the 55 primarily as a filter, just so we know we're not being faked out, okay, on that overarching macro trend. So we're using the 55 as a filter. So what I want to see here on this last trigger, this last bull run trigger that has yet to go off, okay, so this has not triggered just yet. This has not gone off. What I want to see is a close over the Ichimoku dynamic plus the 55 moving average. If we get that, I'm saying 4 out of 4 triggers, next bull run has begun. Okay, so that's the trigger. So far, we're still missing that fourth one. When do we get it? Well, the top of the mango dynamic comes in at around 23.8K. If you guys want to go ahead and take note of that number, 23.8K, and notice where we got rejected off of this time, eh? If I just zoom into this price action, we got rejected off of dynamic resistance right there, 23.8K. And then we have the 55 moving average swinging in at $26,341. Okay, so it's going to be like an entire zone that we got to clear for us to be like, okay, trigger number 4 has gone off, and I'm calling this the investor trigger. Okay, for those of you who just don't want any sort of management, you don't want to trade, you're not looking to trade, you're only looking to position. You want to position for the next Bitcoin bull run. You're not looking to get in and out. All you care about is, okay, I want to catch the meat of the move. Okay, basically someone who wanted to essentially get in from, just to put this into context, someone who wanted to get in from the 3K region and ride the trend all the way to, let me just get my brush out, 3K region and ride the trend all the way to the top. Okay, someone who also wanted to do it here, emerging out of the COVID dump. If you just wanted to ride this entire trend, you just had to position here and then get out somewhere here. Okay, so basically you're catching the meat of the move. You do not care about catching bottoms or tops. This is why I'm calling it the investor trigger. So far 3 out of 4, I'm saying 75% bull run. And right now we've not lost any of the 3 out of 4 signatures that we managed to reclaim. Okay, that is something to note. It's only when we start losing it will I say that, okay, something different is happening. So now as far as that support is concerned, guys, if I'm just looking at all the dynamics right there, just put that on. Okay, we have dynamic support coming in right here at the midpoint, 20.8K. You can see it swinging up right there. 4-day dynamic, once again, one of the other signatures, also lining up with the midpoint, coming in at around 20.8K once again. And the monthly Stokes is still crossed. We'll have to wait until the end of the month to see if, okay, is there enough bearish momentum for those stokes on the monthly to cross bearish again. Okay, so for now, we have to still wait on for the end of the month. As far as the float signature is concerned, we have not triggered that just yet. But this is the key level right here, right? And this is something that I'd spoken to you guys about in my previous video. I gave you two plausible pullback cases. The first case was going to be a shallow pullback. Okay, shallow pullback, and the second case was a deeper pullback. So now the levels that I gave you for the shallow pullback has been negated because we broke the levels that I gave you for the shallow pullback. And what were those levels? Well, let's go ahead and bring that up very quickly. I'm going to go ahead, go to my, okay, if I just go ahead and bring up that level, and that was the level right here. Where did I get that level from? Well, keep it simple. Okay, we were looking at the weekly dynamic. Remember, we had an investor trigger, right? We got that investor trigger. Let me go ahead, pull that up. I was on the Ichimoku setting. There we go. Cool, and there we are. We were looking at the bottom of that dynamic right there, right? The bottom came in at around 22.1K, and I told you guys that, okay, if we lose that region to the downside, then we can expect our targets at the deeper pullback level, which is the 4-day dynamic, the weekly dynamic, also the weekly 21 EMA. So 20.8K was that next level. However, that being said, I did miss out on one thing. Okay, there was another critical time frame that we were looking at, a critical level that we were looking at previously last month that I forgot to look at this time, and it was this. If I clear out my chart, take you guys on over to the monthly time frame, okay, and put on my mango ribbon. I'm just going to clear out everything else here, okay? Put on my mango ribbon indicator. What are you guys seeing? What are you guys seeing? Yeah, okay, so we took out the 10 SMA. We closed ever so slightly above the 10 SMA on the last month of Jan, right? If I just have to really get the digits out for you guys, we closed at around $23,127, okay? And the 10 SMA was sitting at $22,945. So it was ever so slight, but it was there. We closed over the 10 SMA. Right? This right now is basically us coming down to give that 10 SMA a retest. So we can actually go and smack in another sort of line segment right here. This is critical support, guys. Okay, now just to drive in how critical of a support region that is. Emerging out of that previous bull market, Sean and I were harping on about this one level on the monthly time frame. We told you guys that, hey, Bitcoin loses the 10 SMA on the monthly time frame. Things are changing. Be careful. Okay, be careful. And when we actually took out the 10 SMA right here, Bitcoin was sitting at around 48.2K. Now, usually when you see 48.2K, you're just like, no, man, that's way too low from the highs. And so a lot of people, they're very antsy to even, take profits there because of the difference from the highs to when you break the 10 SMA. That's a good 30% to the downside. You're like, I don't know if I want to go up on 30%. But now if you really gave people that option, you basically propose a situation where like, okay, if you had a chance, would you have sold Bitcoin at $48,000 if you knew that that was going to be the highest point until it came all the way down to 15.8K? They would have taken it in a heartbeat, right? They would have sold at 48 in a heartbeat. Because think of how much they're freaking saving on. But anyways, I wanted to bring this up because the 10 SMA is a very, very important region. Okay, that also highlights the trend for us. Once again, we emerged out of the COVID dump right here. In fact, this was it, right? We took it out right here. Now this was us at 3K. Took out the 3K, took out the 10 SMA right here on April 2019, ever so slightly. Okay, price tested it, rallied to the upside. Even over here, people were very, very antsy. They did not believe that we were heading into the next sort of run up. And whoever lost position also lost out on what was to come after that, right? Now, shortly after that, we found ourselves in an intermediate downtrend, okay, wherein we actually lost the 10 SMA, found support. Now, this was us basically heading into that big black swan event, which was COVID. Right now, once again, even losing the 10 SMA here basically gave you the tell that, okay, something very different is happening here. And just to drive in the significance of the 10 SMA throughout other market cycles. Now, this was the first market cycle of 2012, right? Not once did we ever lose the 10 SMA until we were being propelled into the next bear market, right? Took out the 10 SMA right here, and right here. That was our tell, and that okay, we're heading into a reversal right here. And even during the run-up phase, right, during the markup phase of that cycle, not once did we lose the 10 SMA. It was only when we lost it here that was the first tell, and that okay, something different is happening. This is bear market territory, right? Took it out right here, bull market territory. Had an intermediate drawdown in the middle of a macro cycle right there. Took out the 10 SMA after the COVID dump, rallied on that until we lost it here for the first time, telling us that, okay, something different is happening on the chart. Contingencies, contingencies, contingencies. Now, this is the first time we've taken it out since we actually lost it right here, right? At the very least, this is telling us that we're heading into turn in the market. 10 SMA is going to be very, very keen holding it as support. Okay, so that is going to be a region of support that I now look towards, which I missed in my previous couple of videos. So this is now the monthly 10 SMA, but in addition to this being the monthly 10 SMA, if I take you guys on over to the daily time frame, put on my Mango dynamic indicator, okay, you'll see that we are also sitting on dynamic support right here. Alrighty. So now we have an additional very important zone of, there's so much support underneath us, man. Like, honestly, because now we have this zone right here. In addition to that, we also have the deeper pullback zone, right? Which is all our weekly dynamic, 4-day dynamic, also the midpoint right here of our current zone of oscillation. So there's a lot of support that Bitcoin really has to break in order for us to, for us to be like, okay, you know what, perhaps something different is happening. Because only if we break this region right here at around 20.2K will I say that, okay, price is doing something different, brace yourselves for lower. Okay, at which point I'll expect 18.7 first. Only when we break 18.7 will I expect 15.8K once again on the books. But for now, like, this is all support, okay? I think we're still very much in reversal zone based on everything that we've taken out so far. So I'm still sticking to my guns on there. And the thing about TA, guys, it's very important to stick to your guns, because if you don't have conviction in the direction of the overarching market cycle, you will never have conviction in any of the trades and any of the positions you have. You'll always be very cowardly when positioning on various trades. Okay, so have conviction, but it's about having strong conviction but loosely held. Okay, someone said that. Have strong conviction but loosely held. When I say loosely held, what I mean is when you get invalidated on your trade setups. Now, I'm going to be invalidated on all my bull run signatures as soon as we break this zone right here. No ego, man. If we break this region right here, all my bull run triggers, almost all my bull run triggers get invalidated, right? I am now in a position where I have to reevaluate my positions, and I will. Okay, so strong conviction, loosely held. But for now, this is going to be a region of support that I'm going to draw your eyes to, okay? 21.5K to 21.3K. These are monthly levels as well as critical daily levels. First test of the dynamic. But in addition to this, with another thing that's sort of alluding to, okay, be careful here, is if I take you guys on over to the Mango dashboard, currently, yeah, the 4-hour trend is short. Man, I should have just listened to the freaking 4-hour trend. Jesus Christ. Anyone who caught the 4-hour trend, major props to you. 2.7 days ago, we got a short signal. Okay, if you caught a trade on that, or if you took profits, you've saved yourself a good 5.1% on Bitcoin. Basically, you saved yourself from that loss. If you took it on the altcoins, and you saved yourself a lot more than 5%, right? But volatility, notice flashing 80. So it's getting frothy on the short end. So be careful there. We could potentially see a bounce at this level. How about the 12-hour time frame? Have we seen that short cascade on over to our higher time frames? No, we have not. Okay, 12 hours still neutral. Came in 1.4 days ago. Volatility once again flashing 82, telling us that, okay, likely getting frothy on the short end. So once again, careful as far as flags are concerned. No flags yet. Daily time frame also neutral. Okay, so no cascading effect on the short play. And 2-day is also neutral, I believe. Yes, it is. Damn. Okay, we got neutral signals across the board. But my only concern right now is going to be the 4-hour vol. Okay, vol on the 4-hour and the 12-hour is getting very, very, very high up there. So for those of you who are not aware, volatility runs from numbers from 0 to 100, where 100 is like super, super volatile. When you find that a coin is super volatile, you can then expect that the move is frothy and you're likely about to get price action on the opposite side of the trend. So for now, just for instance, say it's where we're trending down right now, when vol goes to those high numbers like 80, you can then expect a relief rally if we're in the middle of a downtrend, okay? And it's the opposite if we're in an uptrend. So say a price is trending up and volatility is slashing 80, 90, telling us that, okay, that up move is getting frothy. You can then expect a pullback, perhaps into support. So what's cool about this current picture right now is that we're sitting on critical support, daily dynamic, a monthly 10 SMA. Also, I believe it's 4-day 10 SMA as well. Let me just go ahead and turn that on. Props to Julian for bringing this one up to everyone's attention. Yeah, 4-day 10 SMA and 55 simple moving average, 55 exponential moving average also sitting right above us right now. Okay, we held it as support on the previous 4-day candle right there. So there's a lot of support at this current juncture. So I'm saying watch out. Okay. And yeah, so the current picture is price falling into critical support with the Mango dashboard flashing high volatility numbers, telling us that the move is frothy. We can expect a potential relief rally at the very least in the near term. Okay, what's important about the dashboard figures right now is that, okay, we have a short signal on the 4-hour, 12-hour, daily, and 2 days all neutral. But check this out, 4-day, guys, is still long. Okay, weekly is also still long. Sean did propose a very cool sort of setup. Yeah, so his thesis is basically if we see weakness now on the 4-hour time frame and the 1-hour time frame still, we could see price dip into that monthly 10 SMA, which is this entire zone that we have right there, right? Only for us to close the daily into the dynamic once again. They probably come to tap liquidity down there. Okay, if we end up doing that. So if price comes down here only for us to close into the dynamic, I'll be expecting another move to the upside, possibly getting back up to the top of the dynamic at 22.3K. I will only start reevaluating all of my long positions, my long-term positions, if we lose this region right here at around 20.2K. Okay, remember that is where most of my bull run triggers are hinged on right now. Okay, so for now, we're clear of that. But yeah, watch out for this zone, guys. I've completely forgot to bring this zone to your attention. Now remember, that is your monthly 10 SMA, your 40 10 SMA, your 40 55 exponential moving average, also the daily dynamic sitting right underneath us. Okay, so eyes on this. Also, for those of you in the Mango Prime chat, I did post an excellent video, an excellent signature actually I found on FTM. Like, it's a very very strong signature. Now this is alpha that I don't usually give out, but also you'll get some insight into how I pick my coins. So yeah, go ahead and check it out. And of course, what I've presented to you there is just a mere blueprint. Okay, you can go ahead and add to that, and we'll find other coins that follow likely a similar structure. I'm not going to give out too much because now for those of you, by the way, who want to join the Mango Prime group, it is completely free. Honestly, the way you get access is, well, if you just join the Discord chat and you're super active in there and you're adding value to the community, I will give you access to the Mango Prime Discord, where I will essentially post all the alpha that I have. Everything that I do find, I'm going to post it on that chat for you guys. So yeah, it's just a token of gratitude, I guess. So yeah, this is all I have for you for today. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, if you found some takeaways from here, let me know in the comment section below. And if you did not understand anything, if there's anything that you're uncertain about here, also mention that in the comment section below, and perhaps we can have a conversation on that. One better, in fact, just join the Discord chat and just ask any questions you may have. And yeah, this is all I have for you. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.